Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see very important articles that appear in our today's newspaper. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see the important topics of the day, and later on we are going to see each and every topic from prelims and as well as mains point of view. And at last, I'll be giving you prelims questions so that you can understand how questions can be asked in that topic. And one more announcement, guys, we are going to launch new anthropology batch from tomorrow onwards. And if you want to join, you can join either online or offline. It is up to you guys. And please do contact us regarding this. The first topic we are going to discuss it is about Supreme Court directs Center to frame SOPs to curb digital arrest scams. Okay, now digital arrest scams is once again seen in news. You have to know what this digital arrest is about and why Supreme Court gave directions related to this digital arrest to central government, state government, UTs, RBI and telecom industries. And what are the directions given by this Supreme Court? And what Supreme Court is asking to be there in this SOP, you need to know. And on this, you may get prelims based question in 2027, and even in 2026 and 2027, you can expect a mains based question related to this digital arrest. Because digital arrest is an example of cyber security issue, and this is part of your internal security. And now here Supreme Court is involved, and Supreme Court is asking government to come up with this. That means you can link this topic with cyber security from GS paper 3 and internal security, and even from governance point of view. You have to see this topic. And next topic is Parliament clears bill on birds' deaths registration. Yesterday we discussed about this topic, and again Rajya Sabha also passed this bill. So this is one update on that. If President give assent, then it will become an act. If we are getting any new act, then obviously UPSC has a tendency to ask a question on this. You may get question prelims, and as well as even in mains also there is a possibility of getting question on this. This topic is important from governance point of view because acts, schemes, policies, everything will study under part of governance. And next topic is 10 kilometers mining buffer applies to all wetland reserves, says top court. So now Supreme Court gave guidelines related to buffer zone around this wetlands. And actually there is one PIL which had been filed before Supreme Court regarding one wetland. But the judgment had been extended throughout our country. That means we are going to give more protection for this wetlands from now. So here you have to see about wetlands from ecology, environment and ecology point of view from GS paper 3. And we saw many articles in news related to this wetlands in the recent past. That means you may get a mains based question on this wetlands from GS paper 3. And next topic is global warming picking speed. There is one report which says about global warming is happening at a very faster pace. And this article gave 4 to 5 unique reasons why there is increased global warming. If there is any report in news, obviously you may get a question. And this is the global threat, not only threat for India. And this topic is important from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And next topic is out of work and outraged. This article is talking about the present education system. Why our education system led to this Cockroach Janata Party's protest. And here this article is talking about what kind of reforms we need to bring in our education system so that we can prevent this kind of protest in future. This topic is important from governance. Okay. Read out this title, guys. Supreme Court directs Center to frame SOPs to curb digital arrest scams. The keyword here is digital arrest. How can you expect a question in your prelims? Recently, digital arrest is in news. Which of the following option correctly explains it? Under that, A, B, C, D, one line options may be possible. That is the first type of question. And second type of question is consider the following statements regarding digital arrest. Under that, UPSC can give you 2 to 3 statements. And it may ask you to identify which of the above statements are correct. In that, it may give you 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 2, like that it may give. And even now new type of options is 2 statements are correct including 2. 1 statement is correct, 3 statements are correct, like that it can give new type of options. You should not get confused. Okay, in that way you will get a question from prelims. And in mains, what can they ask? What is digital arrest? What are the recent Supreme Court directions related to arresting of digital arrest? What are the challenges we are facing? Suggest way forward, right? What is that? What is the steps taken by the government? And even what are the direction given by Supreme Court? And you may get can ask question on challenges or suggest some way forward. So here you have to see all those things from mains point of view. Clear? So now why it is in news? There are complaints received by one portal called as National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal. So we have National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal. In that portal, if anyone faced this or experienced this digital arrest, they can file in that portal. So now NCCRP is receiving cases related to this digital arrest. But here this report is saying that in 2024, more than 1,24,000 cases of digital arrest reported. And in 2025, 58,300 cases had been reported. And till now in 2026, till June, they said there are around 16,377 cases had been reported. That means from 2024 till 2026, till June 2026, there is decreased number of cases related to this digital arrest. But the cases are going on. But people, because of fear and because many a times whenever the cyber crimes happens, they may not retrieve their money, because whenever you are getting money to our bank accounts, that will be like transferred to different multiple accounts. So because of this tracing and retrieving the money will be also very difficult. So because of these reasons, what is happening here? Reporting is decreasing. But on another side, this kind of digital arrest are increasing. But the people filing cases is decreased. So now here this article is saying that we have to take certain steps and we have to come up with a standard operating procedure. What is the standard operating procedure? If there is any case had been filed, so whatever the state it may be, they have to follow the same thing, right? So that is the thing which mainly said in our country we have a problem of lack of standard operating procedure. Okay, so what are the laws we have? It is not talking about this kind of digital arrest because it is a new type of scam or digital fraud. So here we don't have proper thing, and even in India this digital arrest is not legalized. So because of this we are having lots of problem to deal with this kind of cases. So here now Supreme Court is saying directly to the states and as well as center to come up with standard operating procedure so we can curb this digital arrest. First of all, let us try to understand what is this digital arrest is. Digital arrest is nothing but it is a type of online or cyber fraud. Fraudsters will do online calls either by WhatsApp or Skype or any other, and they may call like voice call or they may call you a video call, and they will tell that we are from law enforcement agencies like CID, CBI, ED, okay, customs. So like that they'll tell we are calling from that, and we came through your accounts that there is something wrong is happening through your accounts, and they will try to say that you have to pay this much amount of fine, or else please give me your reports, or please give me your bank accounts, or they will ask you to transfer money to so and so account. That account is safe account, so try to transfer the account once everything investigation is done. So if everything is clear, we are going to return your money. Like that they will try to coerce the people to transfer money, and they will target rich people and who are elderly. Normally, you know, NRIs, children will be there in other country and elderly people will be there here. So they will be targeting such kind of peoples and they will try to coerce them. That means they will try to force them to transfer money. So this is called as digital arrest. And this is a new type of cyber fraud which is going on. Because of this, many people they are losing their money. Okay, now what Supreme Court said? Supreme Court gave directions to RBI Why RBI? Because RBI is the central bank of our country, and most of this kind of online transfers banking will be regulated by RBI. So Supreme Court gave directions to RBI. What are the directions? Now RBI has to come up with grievance redressal mechanism. So if any person have any problem related to this bank account or this kind of cyber fraud, or if there is any money laundering things kind of issues, so here RBI has to establish this grievance redressal mechanism. And next one here is RBI has to give circular for the banks in different states related to accounts, mule accounts, money laundering and cyber enabled fraud. If there are any accounts which are used for this money laundering or this kind of cyber frauds or mule accounts, so RBI has to give that list to the state. If there is any cyber fraud which is going on, like transferring of money through that accounts, those accounts has to be freezed immediately. That is the first direction given by the Supreme Court to RBI. And this one here is RBI has to come up with money restoration module. If any kind of transfer is happening through this mule accounts or freezed accounts like that, so they have to go for proper restoration of money. They have to send their money back to their accounts of victims. And this one is we have to enhance awareness, especially elderly people and as well as people who are living in these remote areas. They do not have proper awareness about this kind of issues. So now RBI has to take some responsibility and it has to enhance the awareness. For example, if you're calling, sometimes you will be getting some advertisements like, we will not send any OTP, you should not share this OTP. And even many a times in YouTube also, they will be making small shorts related to you should not share OTP like that. We have to bring that kind of awareness for the people related to this money transferring, digital arrest, you should not transfer money like that. And next one is, it is also giving directions for states and union territories. The first important one they said here is, we have to come up with state cyber crime coordination center. At national level we have national center, and at the state also we have to come up with state level, and this state level center has to coordinate with national level. And now they gave the timeline of 4 weeks. Within 4 weeks, that means within 1 month, state has to come up with state cyber crime coordination center. And next one is, we have to come up with, do you know this zero FIR? On this UPSC asked question 2026, what is zero FIR? And what is FIR? Full form? First information report. What is first information report? What will do in that? If there is any complaint to be filed, that person will go to police station and they'll give written statement. After the investigation, they'll file FIR, right? Okay, that is called as first information report. Zero FIR is, what is zero FIR? Zero FIR means it is not zero. So actually, if there is any crime or any incident which happened in this area, means they have to go to that police station only and they have to file the case there only, right? But zero FIR is nothing but, for example, I went to a tour to some other state, something happened there. So there I went to a police station and I filed a case. Irrespective of the incident where it happened, we can go to nearby police station and we can file the case. After once we file the case, that case will be transferred to respected area. Zero FIR is nothing but no need of seeing whether that area comes under that police station or not. We can file anywhere. That is called as zero FIR. Then what is E0 FIR? E means electronic. There is no need of going to police station physically. We can open websites, governance, e-governance website portals. There we can file our case. That is called as E0 FIR. So in 2025, government came up with this concept of zero FIR. So because of this, in 2026, in UPSC they asked question about zero FIR. But the problem here is, we have many states. Only in 14 states we have this concept of E0 FIR, not in all states. That is the one problem now. So now here Supreme Court said that we have to increase E0 FIR mechanism in all the states, because it is one loophole we have. Only in 40 states only we have this E0 FIR, not in all states. So we have to come up with E0 FIR in all the states. If there is any case of digital arrest, there is no need of going to this police station physically. So they can open the website and they can directly file their case there. And next one is, we have to ensure fast disposal of cases. As soon as when we get the complaint, we have to go for freezing of bank accounts. If you are not freezing the bank accounts immediately, what happened? The money will be transferred to different accounts. Then the tracing will be difficult and retrieval of money cannot happen. You know that about that, right? And next one is, even state government and central government has to ensure on public awareness campaign regarding how we can prevent that and how we can report that, how we can recover the money which we lost. So in all these areas we have to increase awareness. So regarding all this, now state governments and UTs, they have to come up with their own standard operating procedure. That is about this article, and we have to wait and see like what is the procedure come up by RBI, what is the procedure will come up by different states, central government, and as well as telecom industries. Why? Because telecom industries only provide that kind of services, mobile numbers, linking of bank account with mobile numbers, yes or no? You know all those things, right? So now all these people has to come up with their standard operating procedure. So if all these come with their standard operating procedure and if they start implementing them, then we can address this problem of digital arrest. Why you need to know about this clearly? Because nowadays use of mobile phones increase. Not only one mobile phone, we have 2, 3, multiple. For one person we have many. I don't want to tell everything. So we are using multiple mobile phones. And next one is multiple mobile numbers also, not only phones, mobile numbers per one number, per one another number, like that. And this one is increased use of internet. Even remote areas now we have internet access. Because of this, what is happening here? And do you know about this ethical hacking of phones? How many of you have the Snapchat? Snapchat. Try to delete that first. It is not at all safe. Yesterday only I saw one video about this hacking everything. And this Snapchat, what it will do is, it will run behind. Even if you are not opening this Snapchat, whenever you download that, you will be giving access to your camera, access to your images, and it will be listening what even you are talking on background. So here you have to check your permissions and try to off that permissions, guys. If you are using that, try to off that permissions. Many of you might not knowing about it. I don't want to say what exactly is happening, but because it is very dangerous actually, especially girls, don't use that. It is my kind request, if you fall into any other trap, it will be very difficult to come out. Even the front camera will be running in background. Okay, especially girls, don't use that. Okay, yesterday only I saw that video and I was astonished. Yes, what is happening? I don't use any apps because I am very busy and I don't want to use phone mobile that much. But girls, we have this idea of taking pictures, everything. Don't use that. Okay. So like that, we are having increased cyber security issues also a lot. So because of this, yes, you need to know about it, and even you become future in future you may become IAS or IPS or IFS based on your preferences, everything. So you have to deal with this kind of cases. And if you want to counsel anyone, first of all you have to know about it. If you know, then only you can counsel and you can take right step. So for that reason, you have to know about what issues are happening in our country, what kind of cases are increasing, and if you are an IPS officer, how you will be handling with that issues dynamically, not like old people. You are young, no? So you have to deal with some extra passion. Yes, so how you will handle that, you have to think about it. So for that thing, you have to know about this kind of cases. And what challenges we have in our country to deal with this kind of issues is, first one is uneven implementation of zero FIR. Only 14 states have this, not all. And next one here is, there is limited recovery of amount. In all accounts, we are not retrieving the amount to the full extent. And next one is, many a times whenever we are transferring money, that money will not be staying in that accounts. Mostly they will go to other country accounts. So international or cross-border nature of transferring of money mostly happen. So if you're not having good relation with that country, if that money is transferred to Pakistan, do we have good relation with Pakistan? For sure, no. Can we coordinate with them? It will become a hurdle. And next one here is, we don't have proper awareness, especially in elderly people and as well as people in rural areas. And next one here is, if you're going for freezing of that account, again one more issue will come, that is genuine customer rights will be affected. So like that we have lots of challenges, and now you have to think about what can be done, what is the way forward for this challenge, how can we overcome these challenges. Think on this lines, guys. Okay, see this next article, Parliament clears bill on birds deaths registration. Keep star mark for this. For sure it will be passed, because it is passed in Lok Sabha and yesterday it is passed in Rajya Sabha, and if it goes for the president assent will be given for this for sure. So after once president give assent, that bill will become an act. In the same way in 2024, after the paper leak, after the NEET paper leak only, they came up with bill, and we discussed about that bill now recently, anti-paper leak amendment, right? That passed in 2024. In 2024 mains itself, they gave question about it. They gave about features and advantages. And now if it is passed, so what will be the question 2027 or 2026 mains? What are the features of this Birds Deaths Registration 2026 Act? Yes. And what are the advantages? Right. And next one is, if there are any disadvantages or challenges, it may also ask about it. So here keep star mark for this, and you have to make note of this. Once president give assent to this bill, you have to note down what are the features, advantages, challenges. You may get a question. In this way, you have to prepare for your current affairs. Don't go randomly. If you go randomly, you will get random marks only. Okay. Try to go strategically. That is called a smart work. Which can be asked, which cannot be asked. You need to know that. How can you know that? By seeing PYQs. With experience, you'll get that. Without experience, you can't get. Don't go randomly. Don't read each and every book which is available in market. It will not fetch you anything. Only see PYQs and prepare accordingly PYQs. Okay, try to understand what exactly UPSC is asking, what UPSC is trying to get from you, what UPSC is expecting in you. Try to know about it and try to prepare accordingly. Okay. See this next article, guys. 10-kilometer mining buffer applies to all wetland reserves, says Supreme Court. Okay. So first of all, you need to know about the story. Why this wetland is in use. What is a wetland? This topic is important from environment. What is a wetland? The area which is wet. Wet means it should be marshy, shallow water. It is not deep water, it is shallow water. Remember this, guys. Whenever any area which is damp or which is marshy or which is having water, and the depth of water should not be more than 6 meters. The area is mixed with water and water is stagnant in a place. If the water is not more than 6 meters of depth, then that region is called as wetland. Then what if the water is more than 6 meter? That area is called as lake. This is the criteria you have to remember. What is a lake and what is a wetland? And even in your interview, you may get this kind of question. Distinguish what is the difference between wetland and lake. You have to know about it. What is a gulf? What is a strait? Tell me about 3 important choke points. Like that, you will be getting random questions in your interview. You can't expect which question will be asked. Okay. And mostly in your interview, the questions will be based on your DAF. First one is about your hobbies, your education, and your college. And next one will be based on your optional. And third one will be current affairs. Only these 3 areas will be asked in your interview. An interview will be for 35 to 40 minutes. If you are fresh candidate, if you are fresh in the morning, you are fresh, they are fresh. That will go beyond 50 minutes also. Afternoon means the time will be for sure reduced, because they also exhausted. They also repeatedly asking the same questions. They also get bored. You also get bored. But at that time, you have to feel energy in that room. You have to take more. You have to show more efforts. Like you have to smile. You have to talk loud. You should not be feeling tensed. You should not make them feel tense. So efforts will be different from morning to afternoon. So based on your timings, you have to prepare accordingly. If you have the schedule in the morning, you have to be mental prepared 50 minutes, and you have to energize yourself to talk continuously for 50 minutes. If it is in afternoon, you have to spend more energy on making them more interactive with your eye contact, with your body language, with your tone. But morning it is different, afternoon it is different. You have to manage accordingly. That is why whenever the mock interviews will go on, they will ask when is your interview, in the morning session or afternoon session. And at that time, we'll give some tips like what to be done in that time. Morning different and afternoon different. Don't think that morning, evening, same. No, energy levels will be down and sometimes up. You have to cheer the bench. That is your responsibility. Yes or no? Emotional intelligence, understanding your emotions, other emotions, and you have to satisfy both. You have to show emotional intelligence in interview also. Okay, see this case. So here this article is saying that wetland conservation or wetland protection. Why we have to protect these wetlands? What is the role played by these wetlands? Groundwater recharge. Next, aquatic biodiversity, provides livelihood. Wetlands are called as kidneys of the planet because it will purify. Next, it will attract migratory birds. It will promote ecotourism. It will promote local economy. Everything is interconnected. Yes or no? So now what is happening here is there is one wetland called as arson wetland. Please make a note. If you are getting any this kind of wetlands or national park, UPSC can ask this. Arson wetland. Arson wetland is located in Uttarakhand. Okay, Uttarakhand. There is one PIL filed on this arson wetland related to its conservation. Now, Supreme Court said, yes, we need to maintain the buffer. You know about core zone, buffer zone. Core is nothing but the area exactly where it is. Buffer zone is nothing but around this area. We'll call it as a buffer zone. So, if you're going for construction activities, developmental activities, mining, some illegal activities in this buffer zone, means obviously it will affect this core area, right? So if you want to protect this core area, taking not only steps in this core area is important, even you have to take steps in this buffer zone also. So now Supreme Court said that in this PIL which is filed related to conservation of this arson wetland, we have to maintain 10 kilometers of buffer area. In that area, there should not be any mining. Okay, that is a judgment given by Supreme Court related to conservation of arson wetland which is located in Uttarakhand. But now the same judgment is extended throughout our country. For all wetlands, we have to maintain 10 kilometers of buffer area. In that area, there should not be any mining activities. Okay, that is a Supreme Court judgment. Okay. And now here you have to see about what is ecological role played by the wetland. That will be a mains based question. And next, do we have any convention related to protection of wetlands? Yes, we have one international convention called as Ramsar Convention. This Ramsar Convention talks about protection of wetlands, not only in India but across the world. And now tell me guys, how many Ramsar wetlands are there in our country? One not 101. Check the number and try to add the recently added Ramsar wetland sites. So how UPSC can give you a question is now, because of this judgment, now wetlands are going to get 10 kilometers of buffer area. Is it a small thing? For sure, no. It is a very big step taken by the government. And government is compromising on mining also. If government is giving mining license, it will be getting revenue. It will leads to economy of the country, but we are compromising on the economy to protect environment here. That means it is not a small thing. So UPSC can give you a question on this for sure. How the question, recently arson wetland is seen in use. In which of the state it is located? A, B, C, D, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh. Like that it can give you a question. Now it is easy, you know Uttarakhand, but the same thing should be reflected in the examination hall also. And second type of question is Ramsar wetlands recently which are there in news. It can take 4 to 5 and it can ask you in the form of match the following question. Ramsar sites on one side and another side states. It can ask you because it is a possible question which asked many a times in UPSC. And next directly it can ask you about Ramsar convention. This is also the repeated theme in UPSC. Okay. So in these three areas you may get a prelims based question. In mains, it may ask you what is a wetland, what is the role of the wetland, what are the challenges faced by wetlands, and what is the recent Supreme Court direction on wetlands. Like that, UPSC can give you a mains based question in environment and ecology. It may be a 10 marker or it may be a 15 marker. So how can you add a value to that answer? You have to add the Supreme Court judgment and even you have to draw a map of India and you have to show important Ramsar wetlands. For that reason, mapping is important from environment and ecology. Are you getting my point? Okay, now let us see the thing clearly, the same thing which is given here. Okay, so here you have to know about what is the legal significance. What are the acts which are talking about the protection of wetlands. Here these can be also be used in your answer for value addition. First one is we have Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. According to this Wildlife Protection Act, we are going to provide conservation for wetlands and national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, etc. If you see the hierarchy, which will be getting more protection, national park will be getting more protection. National parks and sanctuaries will be getting more protection. But here, for this national parks and sanctuaries, what is the buffer area will maintain how many kilometers? Just 1 kilometer of buffer area will maintain for national parks. But now, wetlands are overriding because of its more ecological role. That is the point you have to remember. So normally in the hierarchy, according to this Wildlife Protection Act, national parks and sanctuaries will be at the top. But for this national parks and sanctuaries, the buffer area is just 1 kilometer only. But now for this wetlands, we are going to maintain 10 kilometers of mining, prevention of mining in this buffer zone. So that is the point you have to remember, guys. That's it, nothing more than that. And what is the positive impacts of this judgment? Obviously, we'll have uniform nationwide protection for wetlands. Throughout India, for all wetlands, 10 kilometers. So we are going to have a uniform protection. And next one is we are going to prevent fragmentation of ecological corridors. And next one is we are going to enhance National Board for Wildlife and as well as Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. We are going to improve their role. And next one is we are going to protect Ramsar sites and even other wetlands because they are called as kidneys of earth. So this is question 2020 in prelims. Okay, next article, look at here. Read out the title. Global warming picking up. What is meaning of global warming? Heating up of earth or increasing of temperature of the planet earth is called as global warming. Why? What are the reasons why there is increased global warming? What are the major reasons? Emissions, vehicular emissions, pollution, and which gases leads to this global warming? Carbon dioxide is nothing but greenhouse gases. You have to make the list of greenhouse gases today. Write down. List out the greenhouse gases. UPSC asked question on this. I think 4 to 5 times they gave the question this way. Consider the following gases. Which of the above or which of the below are greenhouse gases? This is the repeated themes. More than 4 times they gave. Okay. Next one here is other reasons. Greenhouse gases. Next one is deforestation. Next. Climate change. Next. Carbon sequestration increases or decreases? Decreasing of carbon sequestration. So these are the major reasons for this global warming. Is there any link between global warming and ozone hole? Ozone hole is caused by? Primarily caused by? Shh, very good. CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons releases into atmosphere and that will be reacting, that radicals will be reacting with ozone. What is the formula of ozone? Then what is the meaning of ozone depletion means? O3 is formula of ozone, right? Then what is ozone depletion? O3 is converted into O2 plus O, right? So this is called as ozone depletion. Ozone depletion is nothing but O3 molecule will be disintegrated into O2 plus O because of chlorine, Cl radicals. Because of in this hydrofluorocarbons, we have fluorine and as well as chlorine. This fluorine and chlorine will be reacting with ozone and it will be disintegrating this O3 into O2 plus O. That is called as ozone depletion. Okay, now let us see here. This article is saying that there is increasing of global warming at a rapid pace. At a very faster rate, this is happening. What is the reason here is, recently we discussed about grease fires, right? What are we using there? Water bombing aircrafts, right? In yesterday's class we discussed. So across the world there is forest fires, increasing forest fires, Amazon forest fires, Australian bush fires, even in India, now in Greece, and every year we can see this forest fires in California. So like that, because of this forest fires, what will be happening? It will release lot of amount of pollutants, especially carbon dioxide emissions will be increased. And next one is, we are using thermal electricity in India. We are producing majorly electricity from this coal. Because of that, there is increasing of carbon dioxide emissions and sulfur emissions. And next one here is, we are using fossil fuels in our vehicles. Because of that also there is increasing of emissions. And next very important one here is, we are releasing more and more methane. Do you know methane? What is the formula? CH4. CH4 is methane. We are releasing more and more methane, especially in India. Why? Because we are going for maximum rice cultivation. Rice cultivation negative impact is releases methane, and this is PYQ. I think 3 times they asked in PYQ's case in prelims. Which of the following is a major source of methane release into atmosphere? That is the one source, rice cultivation. And next one here is, we are also going for animal husbandry. Yes, cattle, goat, sheep, and they also releases methane into atmosphere. So these are the two major source for one of the very potent greenhouse gas, and this is very strong compared to that of carbon dioxide even. It is a stronger influencer of this greenhouse effect. And next one here is, what is happening here is, do you know aerosols? How these clouds are formed? What is the mechanism of formation of clouds? In your school days, I think you might have studied about water cycle. Can you recall that? One diagram will be there. The same diagram from 6th class to 10th class. What is the formation of clouds? What is the mechanism? Water will be evaporated, water will becomes into vapor, and this vapor moves up, and if we have any aerosols or dust, it will acting as condensation nuclei, and it will form clouds. And after this clouds become heavy, water will be coming down as form of precipitation or rainfall. This is the mechanism of water cycle. Yes. Okay, so actually what we are doing here is, now we are focusing on controlling of air pollution. We are moving towards renewable energy, everything we are doing. So because of this, atmosphere aerosol concentration is reduced. Because of reduced aerosols, what is happening? There is no condensation nuclei in our atmosphere. If there is no condensation nuclei, what happened? No formation of clouds. Why we have to talk about clouds here? In your geography, especially in world geography, you will come across this topic of heat budget. Can you recall that heat budget? What is that heat budget? Amount of heat we are receiving from sun is equal to amount of heat we are reflecting back or radiating back. It includes reflection and radiation, right? So here when we are balancing this incoming heat and outgoing heat, then only we can maintain temperature of our planet Earth. So in that reflection, this clouds, white surfaces will play a very important role. Even in summer, which kind of clothes we'll wear? A light colored clothes, preferably cotton with white color. Why white color? Because it will reflect heat back. So in the same way, if you apply the concept here, whatever the white color bodies which are present here, they will reflect. Which are the white bodies we have in our planet? We have clouds. Next white bodies, Himalayas, snow, glaciers, right? So here what is happening? Aerosols are decreasing, so that Cloud formation is not happening. Earlier cloud used to reflect more. If there is no cloud, that means more amount of heat is reaching. Yes, that is the one reason. And this one is what is happening, temperature is increasing. What about our Himalayas? What about snow and ice? It is melting. That means do we have enough white surfaces on these hills or mountains? Again, what is happening? Increasing of more incoming solar radiation. That is also one more reason. And here, whatever we are receiving around our planet Earth, what we have, carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas. They are trapping them. They are not letting to go out. That is important reason for increasing of global warming. So these all are the reasons which are given here, which says about increasing of global warming at a rapid pace. You can write about forest fires, you can write about deforestation, you can write about carbon sequestration. One more thing. Okay, carbon dioxide is a major greenhouse gas that we know. So which are called as carbon sequesters, which can absorb carbon dioxide? Water bodies. So what is happening in our wetlands? Again, wetlands are not, we are not maintaining them, we are not conserving them. So because of this, what happened? Carbon sequestration power of this water is also reduced. That will lead to more amount of carbon dioxide in atmosphere. Because of all these reasons, there is increased global warming. Are you understanding? So these are the major reasons highlighted in this article. Now you guys tell me what can be done, what is the way forward. It is now your turn. Come on, fast. 9:14. Come on guys, fast. First one is, we have to cut our fossil fuel use, either in production of power or for transportation purpose, whatever it may be. And we have to go for alternative renewable energy or clean energy sources. And next one is, we have to reduce methane emissions from energy, from agriculture, from animal husbandry. And next one is, we have to go for electrification or green hydrogen. We have to go for efficiency in buildings, industry, transport, and we have to restore our forest, wetlands, mangroves, soil, etc. And we have to go for climate smart agriculture. And next one is, we have to go for early warning system and climate resilient infrastructure. And we have to increase our budget on climate finance. And next one is, we have to adopt policies so that we can achieve our climate targets. Okay, we have to monitor energy balance of earth, aerosols, greenhouse concentrations, etc. So if you are doing all those things, obviously we can control to some extent, not completely. To some extent, we can control this global warming. And see, this article gets out of work and outraged. This article is talking about student protest. Recently, you know, Cockroach Janata Party, after this NEET paper leak, they started protest and they started Chalo Sansad, and police, they tried to maintain law and order, and they used pellet guns, they used tear gas. Yes, all these things you know about it. What exactly are these pellet guns? What are the differences? And you know about right to protest. Yes, we have Article 21. All these things did we discussed or not? So because of this time, keep star mark, fundamental rights is very important. Okay, in polity, fundamental rights. And even in 2026 prelims also, there was no question on fundamental rights. Every year there will be one question on fundamental rights, but in 2026 there is no question. That means in 2027 prelims, you may expect 2 questions for sure from this fundamental rights. Keep star mark, guys. In that also, you may get about right to protest and right to life. Right to protest and right to life. These are the 2 areas you can expect a question from fundamental rights. And even this time, Vande Mataram is also in use, no? Vande Mataram, the giving of respect in National Honor Act. That means they can also link with fundamental rights with fundamental duties, right? That also, it is also one update. Fundamental duties plus fundamental rights. You can expect a question this time. Okay, so this article is saying about student protest, and actually currently India is having the large population of youth. What is this, what is the data? 1.5. 371, no? 371, right? So recently United Nations said that there is 371 million youth population in our country. That means India is having a very huge demographic dividend. But what's the problem they are facing? Unemployment. Even after completion of their graduation, their studies, their post-graduation also, they are not getting proper employment opportunities in our country. That means there are many flaws in our education system. So what are the flaws in our education system? Outdated education. Even the books are not repeatedly updated, and there are vacancies for the faculty, and those faculty are not even skilled or trained faculty, and there is no collaboration with industry. If there is no collaboration with industry, we don't know exactly which kind of skills the industry is looking for, right? And there is no proper training for the students, only rote learning rather than practical learning. And even there is no tie-up with the foreign universities in all colleges, higher education related things. So because of this, we are not having the skills which are upgraded in the foreign countries, right? So because of all these things here, this article is saying that we need to bring reforms in our higher education. This article is saying that National Education Policy implemented in 2020, and National Education Policy also recommended higher spending of budget in education. But even though government limited spending of budget in education, because of this there is no proper funds. So if there is no proper funds, there will be no upgradation of infrastructure and no tie-ups with industry, and we cannot get foreign projects into our country, especially in education. We cannot focus on research and development properly in our country. So because of this, we are having lots of problems. So here this article is saying that we have to bring some reforms in our education system. So already everyone completed the graduation, I know, right? So now you know exactly rather than me, like what problems do you face in your college? Yes. So now if you want to suggest some measures to government, what kind of measures you can suggest to improve our education system? So write down at least 5 to 7 points which can be accepted by everyone, not by you only. If someone reads them, they should also accept. Okay, try to write universally accepted, at least 5 to 7 reforms to be done in higher education, not in school or not in intermediate, only in higher education. What kind of reforms we have to bring so that we can increase employment opportunities, so that in future we can stop this kind of protest. Why? Because you are going to be a district administrator in future. If your area is having high unemployment rate, they will come and they will do dharna. Yes or no? You have to handle that kind of situation. So at that time, you have to take some steps and you have to request government, like this can be done, this can be done. You can also propose some kind of schemes to be implemented. So if you have idea now itself, then it will be easy for you to handle that kind of situations. And even in your interview this time, this will be the possible question for every candidate. So if you are aware about this and if you have some ideas, obviously you can express your ideas, and that kind of people only they will be waiting for, right? So you may get good marks in your interview. If you are getting good marks, obviously your name will be in the list. Okay, clear? So try to be unique, not like everyone. So try to develop your own qualities, and that qualities should be reflected in your answer, and the way you are behaving, and the attitude you are showing, and the way you are expressing your thoughts to others. Try to practice from now onwards. That will make your answer unique, and you will be a unique person. Okay, so they can understand like who is like really worthy candidate and who is not. Yes, think in that lights. Now let us see some questions, guys. First question is about digital arrest. Can you see? There are 4 statements. First one is digital arrest is a legally recognized procedure under BNSS 2023. Next one is fraudsters impersonate officials from agencies such as police, CBI, ED, RBI, TRI or customs and intimidate victims through video or phone calls. Third one, victims are often coerced. Coerced means nothing but forced into transferring money into so-called safe or verification accounts. And fourth one is Indian law permits police officers to conduct arrest exclusively through video calls in criminal investigation. Have you ever seen through video calls did police arrested anyone? Is that possible? That means for sure 4 will be not there. Yes, they gave exclusively here. Exclusively is the like extreme word. So you can eliminate that. So now which statement you have to see? First one, right? See that digital arrest is a legally recognized procedure. Is it legally recognized? Eliminate this. What will be the answer? 2 and 3 only. Okay. So in that way you have to focus. And next one about global warming. Global warming refers to long-term increase in Earth's average surface temperature due to greenhouse gas. Second one, carbon dioxide is currently the largest anthropogenic contributor to global warming. And next one is methane has a much shorter atmospheric lifetime than carbon dioxide but has higher warming potential over 20-year period. Next, ozone depletion is the primary cause of present day global warming. Primary is that primary reason? Primary means the important, only the reason. So actually there are other reasons also. In that we can add global warming, but global warming is not the primary reason. Because of hydrofluorocarbons, this ozone depletion will happen. So you can eliminate again fourth. The answer is 1, 2 and 3. Methane is having higher warming potential than compared to carbon dioxide. It is having more potential than carbon dioxide, and we are releasing that more because of rice cultivation and as well as animal husbandry in our country. Okay, clear? That's all, guys. By this, I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this class, please hit the like button. Please share this class to your friends. And don't forget about this anthropology optional, guys. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start the class. And the class timings is 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. every day. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.